But it looks like Eric Bieniemy will be back with the Kansas City Chiefs.
I can't wait to see him back in the building, man. He's one of my favorite coaches of all time. One of my favorite people of all time. I've had so many unbelievable, growing moments under him as a player, as a person. I just love the guy, and it's going to be awesome to see him back in the building and see him back wearing the Chiefs logo, baby.
Hey, that doesn't sound like somebody who's retiring, right? You're not going to see him back in the building if you're not in the building. So there was a time a couple of years ago before one of the Super Bowls, they brought Eric Bieniemy in to talk to the team on a Saturday night, and it was like a vitamin B12 shot for the team. They still loved Eric Bieniemy. He had gotten to the point where, the window opened for him potentially for a head coaching job. He never got one. And I think it just got to a point where it was time to move on to a new offensive coordinator. It was time for him to move on. It had run its course. It was time for a new voice, right? And he's meandered. He was at UCLA. That didn't really work. He was with wasn't he with Washington? He went there as offensive coordinator first, and that didn't work. And then UCLA, and then Chicago. And now he comes back at a time when, it was the most low-key firing I've ever seen of Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy goes and interviews for a head coaching job. They fill his job while he's interviewing. And now it's like, hey, congratulations. Happy birthday. Thanks for everything. What? Oh, you were coming back? Sorry.
You're 100% right. I thought of that too. Like, Andy Reid is so good at this. He's like, hey, I thought, it kind of did the same thing with Bieniemy too. It kind of did the same thing. Hey, but Bieniemy wound up on his feet with the Commanders, and then that didn't work out. But hey, we know that he wants to run his own show. We encourage him to go off and do his thing. And so with Matt Nagy, that's what Andy Reid said. Oh, he absolutely deserves to be a head coach. And he wants to run his own thing. Yeah, he wants to run his own thing, but I think he wants a job too. I don't think if he's not going to get a head coaching spot, he certainly would like to be back with the Chiefs, but they filled that spot. I think with Bieniemy, this is an exciting time for the Chiefs, even though they had a disappointing season. So it's an exciting time for a couple of reasons. One, Bieniemy had a great season as an assistant coach. Usually when we say that, we're talking about O coordinators or D coordinators. He was a running backs coach for the Bears, and they really reestablished themselves as a great running team. DeAndre Swift has a career high in yards. Kyle Monangai comes in 7th round pick, runs in a way that Bieniemy likes, Bieniemy teaches. It really was a great year for him. And then for the Chiefs, I think with their losses, it kind of causes them now, Mike, to think about how do we reconstruct, how do we recalibrate and be a championship team again. So part of it could be, from the guy we heard from, Travis Kelce. Maybe he's not done, but he's done as a number 1 or number 2 option. It'd be fine. If Travis Kelce is one of your top 4 receivers, let's say he's your number 4 receiver, you're doing all right as long as you bring in other reinforcements or you upgrade significantly in the wide receiver spot or in the running back room. So it's like everybody gets a chance to do this thing. It's like a do-over for the Chiefs, who still have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And for Bieniemy specifically, sometimes on your team or in your company, you need that guy who's a little bit of an a-hole. You love him, but somebody's got to say something. Everybody's thinking it. You got a bunch of polite people who know something's wrong, but they don't know how to bring up the topic. And here comes your Eric Bieniemy type who's like, hey, this is a mess. And you got to get yourself together. You got to stop being late. What's wrong with you? So I think it's really good to bring them back into the fold as they reimagine who they're going to be.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.
Every NFL offseason creates noise, but only a few storylines actually feel dangerous to the rest of the league. And Chiefs Kingdom, this is one of those moments. Because when you step back, connect the dots, and really look at where this roster is headed, one name keeps forcing its way into the conversation: George Pickens. This is not a random rumor. This is not fan fiction. This is what happens when an elite talent, a franchise quarterback, and a championship window all exist at the same time. George Pickens has already proven who he is in this league. From the moment he entered the NFL, the physical traits were undeniable: size, strength, elite ball skills, body control along the sideline, and that rare ability to win even when the coverage is perfect. After leaving Pittsburgh and landing in Dallas, he didn't just survive in a crowded offense, he dominated. Over 1,400 yards, nearly 100 catches, 9 touchdowns. Defensive coordinators didn't just respect him, they built entire game plans around him. That matters because Kansas City doesn't need another role player. The Chiefs need a problem creator. Patrick Mahomes has spent the last 2 seasons proving he can win in any environment. He won with youth, with patchwork receivers, with timing routes and discipline instead of raw dominance. But let's be honest, this offense still feels like it's missing that one element defenses truly fear on the outside. Travis Kelce is still elite, still the heartbeat, but he is no longer the only answer defenses prepare for. Rashee Rice has taken a major step forward, but he benefits from someone else forcing double coverage. George Pickens would be that someone. Put him on the boundary and everything changes. Safeties can't cheat. Corners can't sit on routes. Red zone windows open. Third downs become manageable again. Mahomes gains a target he can trust when the play breaks down, when timing disappears, when creativity takes over. Pickens is built for chaos football, and no one creates chaos like Patrick Mahomes. Now, zoom out and look at Kansas City's philosophy. This front office doesn't chase names, they chase fit, they chase value, they chase players who elevate Mahomes instead of demanding the offense revolve around them. Pickens has already shown he can coexist with other stars. He's grown, he's matured, he's become the kind of receiver teams invest in, not just highlight reels. Financially, yes, it's complicated. Dallas wants him, the franchise tag is on the table, but the NFL is never static. Cap pressure creates cracks. Long-term roster planning forces tough decisions. And when those cracks appear, the Chiefs are one of the few organizations prepared to strike quickly and decisively. This would not be about making headlines in March. It would be about winning in January. George Pickens in Kansas City would not replace what the Chiefs already do well. He would amplify it. He would stretch the field vertically, punish single coverage, and force defenses into impossible choices. That's how dynasties sustain themselves, not by reacting to the league, but by staying one step ahead of it. And here's the part Chiefs fans need to understand. Moves like this are not about desperation. They are about urgency. About recognizing that when you have the best quarterback on earth, every year matters, every advantage matters, every matchup matters. If Brett Veach believes this offense needs one more weapon to fully unlock its next evolution, George Pickens is exactly the type of player that fits the Chiefs' DNA. Tough, confident, productive, built for big moments. Now, Chiefs Kingdom, this is where you come in. Would you welcome George Pickens in red and gold? Do you believe he's the outside threat this offense can't afford to ignore? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if this breakdown gave you a new perspective, and subscribe to Chiefs Kingdom Report for everything that matters this offseason. Because some rumors fade quietly, others turn into championships.